To increase your confidence and ability to communicate at a higher level takes practice and a larger and more complex vocabulary of advanced words that have great meaning and can be fun to learn and use. By learning how to use just 3 words each week along with their definitions, proper usage, synonyms, antonyms, and variations will help you improve your correct use of each new word, as long as you make sure to use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. This week's words are eradicate, fortuitous, and vacuous. But first, a few reminders. Make sure to watch until the end of this video for this week's language challenge exercise. That's, of course, an original tongue twister. Please consider subscribing to show your support and ding that notification bell to be reminded of when the next Power Word video is uploaded so you can continue expanding your vocabulary. The first word you can learn to use this week is eradicate. 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 A basic definition of eradicate is to completely destroy something or get rid of it permanently. Examples of eradicate as a verb when used in a sentence sounds like this. Scientists are trying to eradicate the disease from ever occurring again. Forest managers were considering to use a controlled burn to eradicate the invasive new weed species. Providing real books to children when the internet is not available can help reduce and eradicate illiteracy. There are many synonyms or similar words for eradicate. Some of these synonyms are eliminate, erase, destroy, abolish, cancel, and obliterate. There are also many antonyms or opposites for eradicate. Some of these antonyms are build, construct, plant, allow, restore, and establish. Other word forms from eradicate are eradicable and eradication. When eradication, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The school board had signed a new agreement with parents that had at its main goal the total eradication of their children ever being taught any one-sided politically biased topic. Instead of using toxic chemicals and spray to remove weeds from your garden, the best eradication method is always to use the old, tried and true hand-pulling method. When eradicable, an adjective is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. Advanced thinking medical researchers working with advanced scientific methods think that cancer is an eradicable disease. Medical researchers are 99% confident that what we are experiencing now is an eradicable disease. The second word to learn this week is fortuitous. 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 A basic definition of fortuitous is when something happens by chance, luck, coincidence, or by accident, usually being a favorable or has a beneficial outcome. Examples of fortuitous as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. He laughed to himself as he realized how lucky he'd been that the simple accident had such fortuitous results in avoiding a real catastrophe. It was rather fortuitous that he had stopped to ask for directions, or they never would have met, fell in love, married, had children, and eventually grandchildren. Even though the thick dark clouds came very close, it was simply fortuitous that the devastating storm did not interrupt their outdoor wedding with more than just wind. There are many synonyms or similar words for fortuitous. Some of these synonyms are random, chance, accidental, coincidence, lucky, and unintentional. There are also many antonyms or opposites for fortuitous. Some of these antonyms are deliberate, intentional, calculated, designed, planned, and predictable. Other word forms from fortuitous are fortuitously and fortuitousness. When fortuitously, an adverb is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The people who evacuated the area fortuitously did not lose any property in the flood that narrowly missed their neighborhood. It was somewhat fortuitously that the boy ended up in the same classes with his 2 best friends. When fortuitousness, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The fortuitousness of the opportunities that opened up to her were almost overlooked. With amazing fortuitousness, he was able to find musicians with at least or better talent than his own to form the new band. The third word you can learn to use this week is vacuous. 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 A basic definition of vacuous is something that is lacking content, empty, or showing a lack of intelligence, ideas, or feelings. Examples of vacuous as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. The news show was vacuous and boring beyond belief. The ad campaign seemed vacuous because of its clear lack of call to action. But then maybe that was the whole point of it. She's perfected laughing when confronted with hard questions, projecting an attitude of vacuous concern for whatever the topic was. The report lacked any real meaning and information that left a vacuous feeling for all those who read it. There are many synonyms or similar words for vacuous. Some of these synonyms are unintelligent, brainless, stupid, dumb, absent, and vacant. There are also many antonyms or opposites for vacuous. Some of these antonyms are clever, intelligent, smart, brilliant, meaningful, and expressive. Other word forms from vacuous are vacuously and vacuousness. When vacuously an adverb is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. She was intelligent and coherent, and it was most confusing why she was vacuously staring at the problem. She wasn't really interested in the conversation, so she just stared back, smiling vacuously. When vacuousness, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The stupidity of the vacuousness of people committing acts of violence are not helping society advance to a higher level of humanity. The news story showed once again the utter vacuousness of how politicians take advantage of any crisis that serves their own purpose. To combine all three words, eradicate, fortuitous, and vacuous, into one sentence sounds like this. It was most fortuitous that they were able to eradicate the invasive plant species before it filled in the vacuous and open area of the park reserve. To improve on your correct use of any new words, make sure to use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up to show your support and share it with your friends so you have someone to practice with in increasing your vocabulary and communication skills. Here's this week's language challenge exercise. It's, of course, another original tongue twister that will definitely help improve your pronunciation and articulation in your speech. 4 flip-flopping, forgetful fat foxes frolic for fun, felt fabricated, fighting funky, finicky, feckless, facetious fundamentalists, faithfully favoring flamboyant fiction. Whew, have fun with that one. And remember that my goal is that your success is the goal. I'll see you online soon.